employees. He doesn't even provide them with health benefits. It's stealing money from Medicare and Social Security, and it's unfair. Bill Nelson increases your taxes, but he doesn't pay his own.
We started with 72 teams. Now we're down to the Super 16. Tonight, the basketball tournament continues from Georgia State University Sports Arena. 6-seed Team DRC'd against 2-seed Ram Nation. The VCU products are here, and so are their fans. Here's what the bracket looks like. That's right, a Syracuse team is still alive. Boeheim's Army, the #1 seed in the left side of the bracket. They get Armored Elite tomorrow afternoon. Marquette's got a squad here. They'll take on the Talladega Knights. Undefeated Overseas Elite has won 3 in a row. They get Louisiana United in the second game of her doubleheader. But first, Team DRC and Ram Nation. The stage is set. With that, we welcome you. Tom Hart, Seth Greenberg, Dan Dockich. This is a fantastic event. Single elimination, 72 teams. $2 million on the line.
Sure,
not
salary.
just that, almost close to it, but also the exposure for all these pros to try to get a little bit further in their career.
And you said pros. These guys are pros. 60 pros, former NBA players, either are playing, coaching, or GMs. These guys understand what it takes to be successful. They have a toughness about them. Let's face it, anytime you toss it up for $2 million, dudes are going to play, and we got a lot of dudes out here.
That's what I like about this tournament. Talladega Nights is in. Guess what? If you ain't first, you're last in this tournament, boys and girls. Because, hey, you can get to the finals, you lose, you don't get $2 million. Winner take all is what I absolutely love about it. And you're going to see a bunch of the guys that you talked about, a bunch of pros, you're going to see them play really, really hard out here because they want the cash.
And if you love college basketball too, we got the big names. We got Jimmer, we got Greg Oden, Jordan Hamilton. But help me, Oprah Winfrey. We're going to see some great guys playing in this one tonight. Starting with some of your guys.
Yeah, I like Dominic Jones. Dominic Jones was in 2010 a 25th pick in the draft. Played in China last year, averaged 28. This is the highest scoring player ever in the history of the TBT. We're going to get into the Elam ending where scores are at a premium. And this guy is the best scorer ever. He can shoot it. He can drive it. He's a consummate professional. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't know the name Dominic Jones, you will by the end of this game. Duke can get it in the bucket.
Then there's Ram Nation. They took Havoc to the Final Four, but Brandon Rizal can flat shoot.
Brandon Rizal can flat shoot at 8 for 16 in the TBT. Does a great job of freeing himself up on the perimeter, playing off of Eric Maynor's penetration. The second he steps over half court, he can turn and lift up and knock it down right from the Puma logo. Forget about Trae Young. We got Brandon Rizal knocking down threes.
Jimmer Fredette is getting all the pub for shooting it deep. But that kid has been more effective deep than Jimmer Fredette. He's a kid to watch.
They played in front of a home crowd at the Singles Center. That means Eric Maynor is playing underneath his retired jersey. For more on that, let's kick it over to Jen Hale alongside the Ram point guard.
Indeed, such a fantastic career for Eric Maynor in so many different capacities. You're going for your second consecutive quarterfinal tonight. What do you like best about this year's team?
I think we're a little deeper. I think we added some bigs that we didn't have last year. We got some more guards. Addition Briante Weber coming on board with us. So I like us.
Now for you, right now you are leading TBT in the number of assists, but you've barely taken any shots. Does that change tonight? Do we see you go to the hoop more aggressively?
Who knows? I'm going to just play the game. I'm going to play the game out. However the game is played, that's how I'm going to play it. If I got to score, pass the ball, whatever I can do to help us win, I'm okay.
Consummate teammate. Thanks so much, Eric. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
All right, Jen, thanks. 15 assists in 2 games for Eric Maynor. Look at the rules. Hybrid rules here. We've got 4 9-minute quarters tonight. You're allowed 6 personal fouls, so you can stick around a little bit if you want to get physical. After the 5th foul of each quarter, non-shooting fouls will be awarded a pair of free throws. Goaltending is in play. It's right. It's a FIBA rule. If it comes off the rim, you can go get it, except on free throws. That'll make things interesting throughout the tournament, down to the final 16. Each team gets 3 30-second, 1 60-second timeout, carry over 2 of those 3 30-second timeouts to the second half. And this is the most important part, the groundbreaking rule. It's the Elam ending, first dead ball under 4 minutes. We shut off the clock. You don't have to foul to get back in the game. The team that's leading gets 7 points. You get to a target score, and the first team to the target score wins. This could be groundbreaking, not just for this tournament, but going forward.
I love the Elam ending. Just get stops. Forget about putting people on the line. Get a stop, get a rebound, get a score, finish the game off. And then I'll tell you one thing. If you're up a deuce and the other team's up needs 3 to win, he's squared. Do you foul?
Always. Oh, we saw it last week. Tell you something else going to be interesting. You're going to see the fans react to this. College basketball fans are not used to a ball being touched on the cylinder. And last week I saw it happen 3 different times. People are up screaming and yelling, not realizing that you can do that. But you can't have free throw. But FIBA rules, knock it off the rim once it's on there.
That's why Tom Hart kind of informed them, you know what, if you're watching at home and the ball goes out on the rim, it's a free-for-all. Not that I've ever been there.
Not that you've ever yelled at a referee either. So
I'm a kinder, gentler Seth Greenberg. 6 years undefeated, life is good.
You saw some of the names for Team DRC. Chris Warren out of Ole Miss, Darius Washington Jr., who played for John Calipari at Memphis, took him to an Elite Eight. And his Ram Nation team, the black and gold may be a giveaway, show with the name. A lot of former VCU guys, including the Burgess brothers and a couple of guys who've had their numbers retired by VCU. So Ram Nation has the ball to start it off. Got to win against Atlanta Dirty South by 5 to get their way here to Atlanta. And a corner 3 for Reggie Williams skips off.
Well, Reggie Williams not going to miss that too many times. And the other thing you're going to see in this, inside play hasn't been great. Jared Sullinger, he's been fantastic. But this is mostly a perimeter driving type thing, as you see right there.
Eric Griffin, I'll tell you one thing, that dude can flat go. Played at Campbell University.
So the Fighting Camel didn't play last time out for this Team DRC team. They beat a squad of former Memphis products and Memphis State team.
Oh, this is a perfect cherry pick. Watch number 2 down here, just shooting. He didn't guard, he ran down the court, and he turned it over.
Easy look the other way. And Brad Burgess, big shot Bragg, it's his first bucket. 28-year-old.
Darius
number 20 retired.
Darius Washington turned it over, but I'll tell you what, he could score some buckets, former Memphis Tiger, but I'll tell you one thing, he's got to shoot that jumper. You want to see that thing go. Chris Warren right there, I'll tell you, he will score some points. A little back screen right there, D-Squared. What do you think?
I like it, but I also like the zone. And I like the confidence, man. Run DMC, baby.
School record 3s at Ole Miss for Chris Warren.
Oh, wait, Run DMC was you talk too much.
You never shut up.
Listen to you. I mean, you are unbelievable.
Mary, Mary.
You have a cassette player, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Warren with the run out. He's got 5 quick ones.
Hey, this team is no joke. Hey, Run DRC, we heard before the game, most confident team that the guys with the TBT have seen in the history of the TBT, and you're seeing it right now. No joke at all.
Lefty stroke is too long for Williams, who's averaging 18.5 points in the first 2 games of this tournament for Ram Nation.
Dominic Jones has not gotten a touch to start the game, but he is going to attack the rack every single possession. That's a big dude that's going to create contact and get to the line.
All right. But I'm going to tell you, when you look at Dominic Jones, as you're seeing a little defense down the floor to offense and a layup here, nobody getting back. But, Seth, he reminds me a little bit, he's not James Harden, don't get me wrong, but he's got a little bit of that James Harden quick burst, hesitation where he can get by you because you relax. You cannot relax against this guy.
Well, he's wired to score. There's no doubt about that, Dan. But I'll tell you, you talked about this early. In the Elam ending, this dude's going to score or get to the line.
I'm telling you.
So down the stretch,
yes.
All right, the ball's going to be in his hand. They're not going to settle on shooting jump shots. And this dude is going to attack, score, or get to the line.
It's like when you were playing as a kid and there was that one guy on the court that you just knew when it was, you got to win by 2 and you needed a bucket, was going to go get a bucket. That's this guy, Dominic Jones.
Weren't you that guy back in the day?
No question.
Jones
Until you went to Indiana.
Yeah.
Then you just played defensive pass.
Set screens.
Overrated.
Dominic Jones led the Big East in scoring for Stan Heath back in 2009, 2010. And we got another whistle against Ram Nation. Bradford Burgess has picked up 2 quick ones. He got 6. But Burgess with 2 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes.
Seth, are you surprised that, and do you expect it to happen that Kentucky, Indiana, Kansas haven't put together teams in this deal?
Yeah, Kentucky put a team in the first year and got bopped early and hasn't put a team in since. I think that every team, teams are using the TBT to promote their own programs.
Right,
and the head coaches are the guys behind it, whether it's Woj at Marquette or Chris Beard got involved with his team. Yeah, I talked to Mike Rhodes the other day, and he was talking about how these guys, they've been practicing for weeks.
Well, hold on a second. Kentucky puts a team years old because everybody else is in the.
There's got to be some guys. All right. Derek Willis, Teague.
Teague's still in the league.
Is he? What league?
He played for, who played for last year? He got traded from Atlanta to...
But my point being, they could still put together a team of pros overseas, no? Does everybody go to the NBA?
Just
Not everyone,
Where's
but a lot of
Jort's guy,
dudes.
Josh Harrelson?
You're big on Jorts. Jorts would be big in the TB team. He would be big in the team. You know, actually, I tweeted something about Sullinger the other day, and someone said, well, Sullinger's good, but he can't play against Jorts.
Jared Sullinger, as a matter of fact, with that Scarlet and Gray team from Ohio State, is going to miss this weekend. He's getting married, and so is Taylor Battle, the Penn State star who was on that Ohio State team, that Scarlet and Gray squad.
And you never get married when there's a possibility of a hoops tournament.
And you got Mullins not playing, right?
Yeah, B.J. Mullins admitted today, or at least announced today, that he's not playing because of a money dispute.
Oh, how about that? Now, Greg Oden will be in uniform, though.
This is what I liked about this VCU team. They divided the money up absolutely equally. $85,000 for if you're on the team and you win it, that's what you're getting, and I think that's a good policy. George.
16 NCAA tournaments in VCU history. 10 of them have come since 2004. So, as we all know, a program that has been there under Shaka Smart and made it to the Final Four early on.
Started with Anthony Gray, right?
Yeah, 2011.
With the big kid Sanders, that was an NBA first-round draft choice.
Well, how about, I mean, you're talking about the Maynard team beat Duke.
Yeah.
The NCAA tournament. Knocked Duke right out.
You know how hard that is to beat Duke?
It's really hard during the regular season. And really hard on the road.
They were playing the road?
No.
This is the last Duke non-conference road game that wasn't set up in the Big Ten ACC tournament.
Or in Madison Square Garden.
I was going to say St. John's.
Chicago.
I'm saying a real road game.
Now you watch VCU, when they score it, Ram, they're getting right into that pressure. They got to be able to score to turn people over.
Zeke Marshall, good foul. Well, you mentioned that Duke game. Eric Maynard hit the game winner over John Shire in that one. Here's a look at an illegal screen.
And you've got to give we saw it all year in college basketball. You've got to give the defender a step. And that time Marshall just came right up into the defender. Easy call.
Brandon Rizal brings it down. Briante Weber's on the floor for Ram Nation right now. He was a late ad, defensive stud in his time. That one before it got to the rim, so goaltending still exists in that regard.
That's Brandon Rizal. It's a different part of his game a little bit. Taking it off the bounce, everyone's jamming him for the jump shot. Turns the corner. Everyone's shooting those little one-handed runners now. I call it the Nash effect.
I agree. It is. It just gets the ball up to the rim quicker, right?
Yeah. We used to say don't shoot it one hand, two hands on the ball, but
times they are changing.
Briante Weber always seems to have his hand on the ball. Jen Hale, this is a guy who's been a defensive stopper his entire career.
Indeed, and this team took note of that, Tom, and that's why they wanted to add him this week. They played with him, the majority of these players on the floor played with him at VCU in college, so it was a pretty seamless transition. But his aggressive energy, his dog basketball skills is what made this VCU Ram they need to move on this round.
And Briante Weber will go to the free throw line. He was just 12 steals from the NCAA all-time steals record before he blew out his knee in January of 2015.
He's one of my 5 favorite players I've covered. He reminds me of Rondo.
Bam, look at those hands.
Right? He just does. He reminds me of a guy like, he just makes plays. Well, if he's an NBA guy, certainly not Rondo, but he reminds me of him. A good passer, always in the right spot, always.
G-League defensive player. Yeah, look, the dude can guard at any level. Let's go on. Right. Like, who can't he guard on the ball? He's got active hands. He's long. It's hard to screen. He can pressure the basketball. I mean, Briante Weber is defensively. Now, this offense can catch up to his defense. Extremely competitive. He's got a great matchup right here, but notice on makes, you're looking at a little bit pressure right here from VCU. Eventually, they'll turn that thing up.
What kind of role will VCU's depth play in this thing?
You know what I saw last week? I saw teams that depth really didn't matter. And I know that sounds silly because one guy might, unless a guy can come in and start knocking in shots. But the tired factor, it really didn't come into play. These guys are pros. They're used to playing. I really didn't see it last week.
6-0 run for Ram Nation. Darius Washington short on the 3. And Keith Plant got his hand on that one. It'll stay Ram Nation basketball.
You know, one thing about Ram Nation, they've done a better job of not turning it over, so now all of a sudden they're setting their defense. And all of a sudden, DRC, they're turning into a jump shooting team. No one's really attacking the basket. That could be a factor eventually.
Did you recruit him?
That's my guy.
Melvin Johnson.
Melvin Johnson. One of my favorites of all time. Can flat out shoot it. Great kid. Competitive.
Harvard of the Mid-South.
Ram Nation on a 9-0 run. And they've taken the lead with 3:48 to go in the first quarter here in downtown Atlanta.
I'm Rick Scott, and I approve this message.
Payroll taxes. Employers must pay them for their employees. That's what funds Medicare and Social Security. But career politician Bill Nelson doesn't think the rules apply to him. News reports reveal that Nelson doesn't pay payroll taxes for his employees. He doesn't even provide them with health benefits. It's stealing money from Medicare and Social Security, and it's unfair. Bill Nelson increases your taxes, but he doesn't pay his own.
Put a spell on you. Yeah, because you're mine.
With Chase ATMs, Serena can now grab cash on the go, all with the tap of her phone.
The things you do.
No card, no problem. Life lived Serena's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Saturday on ABC, we'll have the 15th Verizon WNBA All-Star Game at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific from the Target Center in Minneapolis. And it's got a new format. Elena Delle Donne and Candace Parker, the two captains, pick their teams from the pool of All-Stars regardless of conference. You can always watch it streaming live on the ESPN app from anywhere. Chris Warren just picked up his 3rd personal foul. He's their leading scorer with 8 here early.
That would be a huge loss because Warren is an active defender, beats you in transition, can shoot it to the 3. And they don't have another guy that's really like him. It'll put more pressure on Darius Washington, no doubt about it. But I know one person who's listening right now. Melvin Johnson's mom, Kizzy. She was absolutely one of the most fun people to recruit when we were trying to recruit that guy at Virginia Tech. I know she is locked in, and she's fired up that my man just knocked down a 3.
Why don't you get him?
Can't say that.
Huh? No, he had. I think the point is you had him, right?
Well, we had him.
Do you know how many ex-coaches had guys? Like I had.
You had a guy, and he actually transferred.
I had a guy, a national college basketball analyst told me, well, if I'd gotten this job, Trae Young was coming with me. Every guy that didn't get a job was going to have a guy, and every guy out of a job
a guy. And everyone has a guy.
Yeah, they're like fish stories. Should have seen the one that got away. But regardless,
I'm happy.
It's great to see Melvin come over and give you that before the game.
It's my guy.
We got a 1-point game here, 3:20 to go in the first quarter. First of 2 here in downtown Atlanta tonight. Dominic Jones looking to take over. Nice feed. Not too many inside buckets in this matchup, but Keith Plant, the former UCF star, gets his first.
All right, Seth, don't you agree with this? Older post players take their time. Like you see right there. Clanton took his time. Didn't get rushed, took his time.
I'll tell you what, big guys, you just hold your spot, lead the defense, make a play. You know who else takes his time? Melvin Johnson. Because he just knocked that down from like an NBA 3-ball.
He didn't make a 3 in the last game. He went 0 for 3 from behind the arc. He's hit 2 here early. Mom's really happy now.
Casey's going crazy. No doubt about it. This guy can really shoot it too.
He's wide open. Jamal Schuler.
I'm just telling you, Jamal Schuler can really shoot the ball.
Everybody can shoot it. Can he make it?
Well, I have to watch it.
Go out there and shoot it.
Thea's going to take it against Clanton.
I like that no call right there. No reason to call a foul. Guy fell down. Let's keep playing.
I know one thing you really like. We haven't gone to the monitor yet.
No. Look at that.
That's what
Score.
but that's what he needs to do. The more the game goes up and down, the better he's going to be. The more they kind of set their defense, the more he'll struggle. Don't you think?
NBA champ in 2011 with Dallas. He was originally drafted by the Grizzlies in the first round, traded away immediately.
Championship ring.
Yeah, he got a ring. He played LeBron in practice during the finals. I'd say it worked. There's Rizal getting to the bucket. He's got a half dozen.
Rizal's a good-looking player. We talked about his shooting. It is 16 from 3 coming in, but he's blown by guys twice now.
Guess what? Ram Nation's got another steal. Jamal Schuler gives it up. Melvin Johnson at one point named his floater. He named it the Melvin.
The Melvin?
The Melvin, yeah. He just named it after himself. It's like giving yourself a nickname.
How about Dominic Jones? Dropping dimes, shooting floaters. I like the Melvin.
If you don't like yourself,
I mean, come
who's
on.
going to like you?
What's he going to call it? The Dockage?
The Dota.
Did you ever shoot a floater?
Man, if you shot a floater with Coach Knight, you think that 30 for 30 was bad. That's what you got to be careful of in this tournament. You got to be careful of the guy that just decides he's going to jack up a shot. There's two things in basketball. Good players don't take bad shots, and the other one pertains to baseball. Good baseball players, pro baseball players don't swing at bad pitches. You don't take bad shots. Bad shots get you beat in this tournament.
That was Kenny Brown, a product of Ferris State, who missed
You
the
just
jumper.
called out Kenny Brown.
Don't take bad shots.
I hear you. Have you ever said that to a player a couple times?
Not in that
You
way.
just took
Usually
him out
there are a
immediately.
few things in between. Don't take a bad shot.
I get
What
that.
are you?
And then if things really didn't go well, you just bring him back after a tournament and practice with midnight.
I did that at your place.
Yeah, you did.
How'd that work out for you?
Midnight. We beat 7
Then
the
he
next
beat us
day.
illegally. On
See-
a basket that shouldn't have counted.
We ran off the court so daggone fast. As soon as Teddy Valentine said, "Good bucket," goodbye.
Zeke Marshall goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Nick Marshall, good player. Jack, really good player. Keith Danbrock recruited that kid. He was fantastic.
Darius Theus with the steal. Here's Rizal to let it fly. Got it!
Your guy. Hey, he's the best looking player out here. He's gone to the rim twice, once for a goaltend, once for a foul. Drills a 3, making basketball look easy.
Pretty good pass by Theus right there.
Really good.
Really good feel, balance, poise, reading it.
Already 3 steals for Ram Nation as Dominic Jones gets another bucket. He's got a half dozen. 1 second left on the clock. Loose ball, and that's how the first quarter will come to an end. Ram Nation came from behind. They used a 9-0 run to take their first lead. And at our first break, it's a 20-18 lead. 72-team tournament down to the final 16 with $2 million on the line. Ram Nation's up by a deuce through a quarter here in Atlanta.
Put a spell on you. Yeah, because you're mine.
With Chase ATMs, Serena can now grab cash on the go, all with the tap of her phone.
The things you do.
No card, no problem. Life lived Serena's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
The basketball tournament is brought to you by Puma Basketball. And by Sling TV, the live TV you love, only better and only $25 a month. Start watching 7 days free at sling.com. Second quarter underway. Game number 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Down to the Super 16 with a $2 million prize on the line. Chris Warren gets off another 3. He'd been sitting due to foul trouble. A two-man team for Team DRC, Warren and Dominic Jones in the offensive end. Clanton lost it, but it'll stay with the red squad, Team DRC. Do they need to get more guys involved offensively, or Warren and Jones enough?
I think they need more guys involved, but I'll take Chris Warren playing with 3 fouls early in the second quarter. D squared, what do you think?
I think you got to take him out. I think you're going to need points down. This guy can carry the bill for you that way, as well as score Dominic Jones. I'll tell you what, fun to play with Dominic Jones, because although he handles it a ton, he's not a pig. You know what I mean? He's not a guy that you just can't play with.
He's been much more selfish here than he was a year ago with that team Tampa. Seemed like he just didn't fit with that team. He seems like he's kind of more connected with this group, and he needs to attack.
Challenge 3 from James Farr, the Xavier product. Jones coming back the other way.
There's your attack, big boy. He's been the guy out here, right?
No doubt about it. I mean, he's the guy that's going to bat, and then all of a sudden, Ram Nation settles as Farr shoot a first pass 3. I mean, like, that would be what? Not a good shot?
No, and that's how you get beaten.
Bad shots and don't swing at bad pitches. Look, I learned something today. I appreciate that. Not that I'm going to be batting anytime soon, but I'd make sure I wouldn't swing at bad pitches.
That's what.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Just telling you, man. Hey, all you got to do is watch good players swing at good pitches.
We've got the coaches wired, by the way, so you'll hear from Anthony Brown on the Team DRC side and Justin Levine on the Ram Nation squad.
You don't dance nickname, Aristotle.
There's your guy.
Sure, right? Jamal Schumer, I told you could shoot it. Forget about that first one, slid off his hands. Takes a little while to get your feet underneath you, but...
And I'll tell you, he's a shooter when you shoot a hook and come back and drill the next one.
Yeah, the mulligan work. Here's Warren. He's been quiet. He's able to get to the rim. He missed his last 3.
It's like my golf game. I can snap a hook and then all of a sudden leave it out there.
That second guy's always pretty good.
On Twitter, at Dan Dockich, at Seth on Hoops, if you want to vote for who's going to win the matchup tomorrow on fancy golf course links, wherever we're playing.
Jared Hills, am I getting any strokes? I mean, you were like a professional athlete.
Run out in a bucket where he plays every day. So
I do, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Who has more fun than you?
Nobody in the history of the world. I'll tell you what, you made an observation earlier that is so true. When the Rams get their defense set, it's difficult. But transition, not so much. Spread court, not so much.
Maynard takes a shot for the first time.
Try to make a couple of good observations. Now open 4, bad defensive transition.
4 on 2.
3.
Jones fighting for a rebound. The lob, and got a little greedy. Weber able to save it.
So one thing you have not seen in this tournament, and this is going to be, I'm not meaning this as a, well, maybe I am. You don't see just open gym basketball in this tournament. That last 2 possessions, that was kind of open gym-ish. I did not see it one time in the 8 games that I watched last week, not once.
And the reference point there is in regard to getting back on defense?
Getting back on defense, not just throwing it ahead, not just throwing a silly lob. Everything, this has been better basketball than what you see most times during the NCAA.
I'll tell you know why, because he's a pro, and they have high basketball IQs. They understand spacing. Most of these guys play overseas where spacing is a premium. They're practicing twice a day. Bad shots are not accepted, and these dudes know how to play.
Older guys know the difference between, hey, I'm open, shoot it, and a bad shot, and a good shot. Excuse me. There's a shot fake. You see it all the time.
Darius Washington has yet to score tonight. He had 26 in their last game. Another offensive rebound for Team DRC. Jones has it stripped. Anthony Brown getting into it, coaching.
I think he said you'll sit if
That's right.
if you don't play hard.
Stop the ball or you sit. That's
Exactly.
what I heard.
That's what I heard.
I heard something different.
And please don't repeat it because I kind of enjoy hanging out with you.
You can repeat it once.
Stop the fast break, man. When you turn the ball over, make a foul. Zip. Damn. Why is that so hard? It ain't hard to understand.
Fast break?
They did a couple times, actually.
Yeah.
They might say, hey, coach, go to the tape. Remember that lob a moment ago? Then we got back on D right after that?
Right.
Warren made his first couple of threes. He's been struggling from deep since. Reach in and a takeaway. Dominic Jones with the steal. Flush.
Seth Greenberg. You can't bring the ball up slow against a guy like Dominic Jones, man. He'll pick the pocket. Bring it up fast, you can get by it. You know what else I haven't seen in to spend ninth game watching? Not one 30-second shot clock violation.
No,
That
that's
ain't
not going to happen.
Ain't no Chris.
For Ram Nation right now. He's not playing with any bounce. This dude is playing with some bounce.
How about Briante Weber's hands? It's almost like Dominic Jones is playing like there's $2 million on the line.
Dominic Jones, and this is a good move right here, I think. Dominic Jones giving you everything he has both ways. Just get him out for a few minutes as you see Deontay Weber. Weber goes out, Jones goes out. Not a bad move by coach.
And I think you got to take Warren out under 3 minutes.
I
He's
agree.
got 3 right now.
Got to.
Get through the half, you're leading. Bring Jones back in for Warren is my gut feeling.
Take his leg out. Take his leg out.
Get a little baseline flex action, screen to screener, bring Warren up, get a good look.
You know, the great thing is a lot of these teams, they've had training camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Like VCU had training camp at VCU. Again, later we're going to see Gale Force. Right? I talked
Yeah,
to
the
Randy
St. Mary's
Bennett.
team.
That St. Mary's team, they're practicing against the St. Mary's team every day.
They blew out a Gonzaga team in the Spokane Hoop Fest to make it to Atlanta. Dominic Jones, not only quickness, but size coming up with a steal and a bucket.
I'll tell you what, you got to attack the defender, and you know what? Dominic Jones gets underneath Briante Weber, and you know what he does? He Briante Webers him.
The ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. The 6th Annual International Champions Cup is presented by Heineken. Who you got?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit worried about Arsenal. They're coming off a tie against Atletico Madrid, and of course, you know, the loss to Bayern. I don't know what PSG is going to do. I'm concerned they lost 3-1, and you got to do better, man. You know, Atletico Madrid pretty good. 7:30, be there, be square.
One thing about Dan, Doc, it makes no difference. Baseball, the Colts, NFL, he'll solve everyone's team's problem.
Andrew Luck is back.
Oh, wait a second. Well, I mean, you've been talking about this for 2 years. We don't have enough time. We got the TBT. Don't get him started on Andrew Luck.
I just want to see Andrew Luck throw a real football hard before I say he's back. There you go.
Bradford Burgess
Love
with
him.
a bucket.
Love the Burgess brothers. I think they're winners. They're tough. They're competitive. And a great penetration and kick by your guy, Roselli.
I'll tell you one thing. Burgess made a living on that shot right there.
Yep.
Helped lead VCU to a Final Four berth right there. Just spotting up, playing off penetration, except it was Joey Rodriguez,
The point guard.
who's now an assistant coach at VCU.
He went out and got after people. He was a leading guy, man.
Played for a great high school coach.
Who's that?
One of my players. Who? Reggie Cohen. Did a great job with that team. Had the Calathis brothers. That team won a couple of state championships.
Nick Calathis, the kid in Florida?
Yes, sir. Good players make good coaches. But my man's won forever.
Speaking of your man, Melvin Johnson just returned to the game.
So let's get him a shot.
Yeah, good foul. Because I tell you what, Zeke Marshall was coming to the rim and going to get a dunk. But they grabbed him, fouled him, saved 2 points.
Played for the great Keith Dambrot, now the head coach at Duquesne.
Love Keith Dambrot.
It'd be more interesting if you guys talked about the people you didn't like.
Oh, there's a whole list of those. I'll tell you right now. Let me check Twitter, and I'll give you a bunch of names.
He's under witness protection half of the year for the things he says on Twitter.
Roselle looking for a screen from Marshall.
Well, he's wanting to shoot his
Yeah, Rizal can make a play. Theus can also get to the basket.
Dan, a lot of the big guys that we've seen know their role in terms of either setting screens and freeing guys up or being there underneath the rim.
You know, Tom, the big guys have to be able, that's a bad call, by the way. The big guys in modern basketball have to be able to play two things defensively. You got to play on the ball, and then you got to play the roll guy. You see it right there. And I'm telling you, in this tournament, a big guy that'll just square his shoulders is worth his weight in gold. I think that's another bad call. I think Marshall was there, and the offensive player jumped into him.
I'll tell you one thing about Dominic Jones right now. He got his little break before timeout. They bring him back in. They take Warren out. Good coaching right there to Warren. The ball will be in Dominic Jones' hands for the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Dominic Jones is 6'4", listed at 210. 29-year-old played for Stan Heath at South Florida. And they're trying to guard him with guys who weigh 165, 190 pounds.
Stan Heath came in 2002, 1 year at Kent State, and had the best team in the history of Mid-American Conference basketball. Got to the Elite Eight, lost to Indiana. Had Antonio Gates on that team. We went 24-6 that year and lost 3 times to Kent State. Could not guard Andrew Mitchell and Antonio Gates.
A lot of people have a hard time guarding Antonio Gates.
That's right.
Linebackers, safeties, DBs.
He's coming back and playing this year, right?
Wow. You know, he was a high school All-American, went to Eastern Michigan, played football for like a minute. Committed to Michigan State, played for a minute, went to Eastern Michigan, played basketball there for a year or 2, and then transferred to Kent. He was one of the all-time great MAC basketball players.
Right there, you talk about Theus playing right into the heart of the defender, Claxton.
Watch here, though. He's sideways. See how Claxton's sideways? You got as a big square your shoulders. You got to square your shoulders, put your hands up, make the offensive guy go through you.
Just what you talking about before. Bigs have got to do 2 things. All right, and right there, one of the things, if they're going to play the roller or play the ball off the ball screen, they've got to stay between the ball and the basket.
Absolutely. You can't get sideways. Guys are too clever now.
No turn down, no turn down. Come on, baby.
Darius Washington getting to the rim, and that'll be another one on Zeke Marshall. It's his 3rd. Pardon me. Yeah, it is the 3rd on Marshall. And Kenny Brown is the one who draws it. He'll go to the free throw line.
That's a good call. Zeke Marshall. Watch his left foot. See if it's in the square. You can't hardly see it, but he's coming over up in him. Same thing we've been talking about.
You got to get an angle between the ball and the basket. Let the guy go right through your chest.
Saturday on ABC, we'll have the 15th Verizon WNBA All-Star Game. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific from Target Center in Minneapolis. Elena Deladon and Candace Parker picking their teams from pool of All-Stars. You can always watch it streaming live on the ESPN app from anywhere. That's Saturday on ABC.
Said I'm worried about my Fever, the Indiana Fever. Have only 3 wins. That's 3 more wins than the 3 of us and 2 other guys.
I'm happy that you worry about the Fever.
I'm worried about them.
I mean, do you talk about them on your show?
Only to rip them. If you're 3-23, I mean, you want to be treated equal. Okay, Pacers are 3-23. I'm killing them.
Well, they need to find another Tamika Catchings, don't
yes, they do.
7 ties, 7 lead changes in this one.
Well, what a great defense.
Corner 3 short. Melvin Johnson had his foot on the line when he touched it. We're tied at 31, under 2 to go. Team DRC has missed 10 straight threes. You keep chucking them?
There's 2 thoughts on that.
Not on the first side.
One is you're cold. The other is you're due.
You're right.
You know, but not on the first side. The first side threes or first side drives will get you killed.
Brandon Robinson out of Clayton State. He's taken a couple early ones. So is Kenny Brown, the Ferris State product.
I'm going to clean it up. But you know what you would have said when that shot was went out? Why?
There's a great coaching saying that you know very well. And it goes like this. What are you doing?
Do we ever practice? I tell you what, Burgess has got it going right now. Notice he likes that left-hand corner. He spots up. He's comfortable. That's what they need to do to DRC. They got to punch it inside, and they got to tack off the bounce, and they don't have to settle on first-side jump shots. The team that gets to the rim is the team that wins.
Playing with a bucket on one side, a block on this one. Guy who won the Bulgarian League last year, led the Greek League in rebounds the year before. Trying to be a force for Team DRC.
There you are, Sam. open court, drive the ball, don't settle for a three.
Brandon Robinson with the bucket.
I mean, the game is real simple, especially if you haven't practiced a lot. If you can beat the team in transition, playing ahead of the defense, if you can get to the basket, you're going to get some kick-out open looks. That's what it's going to be.
Burgess made his last three, missed that one. James Farr with the board. Clanton challenges another one. Shot clock off, corner three, Farr got it.
That's pretty good because Farr has really been struggling. Offensively, he's struggling. He's been driven past defensively.
Undrafted in 2016 out of Xavier. Went to the Hungarian League first time out. Clanton with a little floater with 8 on the clock.
Clanton's got good hands.
Yeah, he does.
No whistle, and the half will come to an end just like that. Team DRC and Ram Nation tied at 37. This is our first game in the Super 16 and the first of 2 tonight. And it has been back and forth. Ram Nation shooting 39% from 3. 7 in the first half. Dominic Jones is a key player for Team DRC. He's standing by with Jen.
Yeah, bruising first half so far. Dominique, where have you found your success? You've been pacing this team.
Yeah, you know, just getting in the lane, getting to the basket. You know, jump shot not really falling, but it's okay. It'll work out.
You just joined this team this week. Kind of amazing you could have that type of chemistry already.
Yeah, you know, we all are just competitors. You know, we like to play. So it's all working out. You know, we all just playing hard and making it happen.
This game has been tied so many times, or the lead has changed by a point or two. One area where Ram Nation is having success is on the perimeter. Can you do something different to defend the 3-ball next half?
Yeah, we're going to do something. You know, we making a lot of mistakes too, but, you know, I got faith in us this game. You know, this second half, you know, the first half, game on TV, everybody, you know, kind of got a little jitter. So we're just stretching it out, and hopefully this second half we can take advantage of it.
Shake it off a little and settle in. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Tom.
All right, Jen, thanks. You're right on the money. 8 ties and 9 lead changes in this one, and Ram Nation hit 7 threes in the first half. They trailed early. They went on a run. We're at the break. All tied at 37. Game number 1 of our Super 16 in the basketball tournament. Number 1, we're down to 16 teams after starting with 72. 2 games tonight, tied at 37 between Team DRC and Ram Nation. Tom Hart, Seth Greenberg, Dan Dockage. I mean, they're playing like there's $2 million on the line in the first half.
I think they're playing well. I think Dominic Jones Dominic Jones has dominated the game, but it feels like he has 25 and he only has 11, which is really odd to me. And he's going to have to do this in the second half against the Rams team that in half-court defense pretty good.
But I think Ram Nation, I think they got to take care of the basketball. They're shooting a 3, great, and that's how they're scoring it. But 11 turnovers in the first half, just too many. If they can take care of the basketball and take DRC out of transition, now they contain Jones, and it's a different game, but they can't turn it over.
Easier said than done. Dominic Jones is throwing his weight around, getting to the rack left and right for Team DRC.
Well, you know, he has 3 assists, but again, he's done basically everything you want a guy to do. He's dribbled it down the floor and thrown it ahead, as you see there. He's gone to the rim. He's pulled up a shot. Here he makes a steal. Look, it feels like he has 20, but more importantly, it feels like he has the total confidence of himself and his team as we move forward.
On the other side, Ram Nation has knocked down 7 of their 18 threes. Only made 5 twos, but this is a team that's getting open with drives and kicks.
Yeah, that's who they are. I mean, they're a 3-point shooting team. That's what led them to a Final Four berth. They play with great spacing. They do a good job of getting paint touches and kicking it out. And they've got guys who can make shots. Brandon Roselle, Burgess. Those guys are shot makers. Like I said earlier, if they can take care of the basketball and make DRC play in the half court with their ability to shoot the 3, this game could be over, and I'm picking Ram Nation as long as they take care of the ball.
Let's find out what their coach has to say about it. Justin Levine standing by with Jen Hale.
Thanks, Tom. Let's talk about that 3-ball a little bit more. Your team has been hot from deep, Coach, 39%. It's about the only stat where one team had an advantage over the other. How are you having such success?
I mean, our guys can really shoot the ball. They work on their games a ton, and they do a good job of getting a piece of the paint and kicking it out for open shots. So I expect us to be able to make some more threes this half coming up.
Meanwhile, 11 turnovers. Did you discuss ball security with your team at the half?
Yeah, we got to take care of the ball. I mean, they're an aggressive team defensively, so we got to take advantage of that by getting to the rim and getting them in foul trouble. But we'll do a better job of taking care of the ball and getting good shots.
Dominique Jones is the game's leading scorer for either team so far, a guy with NBA experience. How do you slow him down?
I mean, it's a team job. You got to be in the gaps, guys who aren't guarding the ball. We just got to do a better job of keeping him in front and make him shoot contested shots. He's a great player, so we just got to make him work.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Tom.
All right, Jen, thanks. Justin Levine, the head coach of Ram Nation. Joey Rodriguez has been helping out, coaching him before. He's now coaching at FIU.
Yeah, he was at VCU. Now he's at FIU as an assistant coach. And Darius Theus is actually an assistant coach at VCU for Mike Rhodes.
Yeah, on Mike Rhodes' staff as the director of player development. He was with Shaka at Texas before coming back to Richmond. Here's a look at the first half numbers. Team DRC hit their first 2 threes, both from Chris Warren, and then they got Cole from behind the arc. Ram Nation, yeah, they turned it over 11 times, but they also have 5 steals, and that has led to 10 points off of turnovers. Dominic Jones, the veteran, was trying to inbound it for Team DRC, and the official was like, no, it's not your basketball.
Good effort, though.
Seth, I went to the restroom, and right next to the restroom was Team DRC.
Because for a moment, that was Team TMI.
But it was look. I on my way, I sashayed around, and in the hallway, Team DRC was discussing. And I will tell you, there was a lot of yelling and a lot of swearing in their halftime. And the feeling is they blew a real opportunity to have a 10-point lead, and they feel like they're way better than Ram Nation if they just play the way they're supposed to play, which apparently they feel they haven't.
8 ties, 9 lead changes, and another lead for Ram Nation on Roselle's triple, his second.
What did you say about ball screen defense? Well, you know what? If you're going to set a ball screen and Roselle's coming off it, you got to be up. If you're not up, he's going to jump up and knock down that 3.
Defense was back. Give me back.
Kenny Brown with the dish. Clanton fading away. And it will go the other way to Ram Nation. So Ram Nation has hit 8 of 19 from deep.
Seth, we'll see what's going on here, but the number one thing you would see in a NCAA basketball game or a professional basketball game is the same action ran again with the same guy, the same matchup, which is this ball screen right here, and you'll see if the defender comes up. This time he did a little bit.
Roselle kicks it, and Burgess can't hit. James Farr fading away. Final tip, Reggie Williams.
And I think that's big because Reggie Williams struggled in the first half. Maybe if he gets a chance to see the ball go in, he can get something good going on. And second shot opportunities, I think Farr has done a nice job of getting on the glass.
Reggie Williams was an incredible scorer in college. As Kenny Brown hits a bucket, he's got 5.
You get a guy, modern basketball, you get a guy inside the top of the key to three-point line. If he starts dancing with you, you just can't back off because guys can lift up so quick. You saw Kenny Brown do it right there. You're going to see it right here.
Take it the other way.
James Farr right there. It's interesting as he was walking off the court. The last play of the first half, he thought that they got fouled. He turned to the officials and said, man, $2 million on the line. You got to make that call. That puts in perspective, doesn't it?
I'm going to lie to you. Last week, I was sitting on the side telling the refs, look, you got to protect the Big Ten guys. What are you doing? Showtime is great, but hey, Big Ten money is paid for your rent.
At least you're not playing favorites. They had great crowds in Columbus last week, huh?
Sold out. Sold out. People around the building at Capital University.
Scarlett, I heard you were there?
Good. Yeah, no. Probably. Jen was there. That's why they showed her.
Yep.
A little bit to do with Sullinger, Leidy, Kraft, Buford, Dockich. They did give Andrew Dockich a great ovation in the second game, which I was very appreciative.
You put Kraft and Briante Weber out there together. Those are 2 of the top 15 stealers in NCAA history.
Isn't it amazing? Good player gets in the lane. What happens?
Get an easy basket.
Farr's got 7 now.
Does Eric Maynard get more done by not scoring the basket?
It's amazing.
He gets the ball exactly where he wants, when he wants, and gets in the lane. Watch this, little eyes on the rim, drops it off. Ball screen defense has got to be cleaned up for DRC. They weren't up on the first play. They gave up a 3. They let Maynard turn the corner, no help, and they give up a layup.
If you don't remember Eric Maynard, 2-time CAA Player of the Year for Anthony Grant, 20th overall pick of the Jazz in 09. Graduated from VCU as a school leader in points and assists. And a bank shot on the other end. Reggie Williams, you think he got fouled?
Summertime, I'm not listening to players.
Can't do it.
I'm not listening to them.
Ram Nation has opened up an 8-point lead. Sometimes I feel the same about coaches.
Or broadcasters.
Ram Nation!
There has seriously never been a better time to try our Sprint network.
Because now we have our new Unlimited Plus plan. It has Hulu and all the TV and movies you love, title music streaming, 15 gigabytes mobile hotspot in full HD.
We need to shout this deal from the rooftops.
Yeah. Best deal ever.
And it's all on the network built for unlimited.
The new Unlimited Plus plan. And for a limited time, get a Samsung Galaxy S9 lease for just $9 a month.
Best deal ever.
Is this the guy who taught you all the stunts from R22? Eco choreographs all of his own fight sequences. What are you going in there for? Show me a couple of moves to use on Mark.
Oh, no, like that. Like this.
Well, maybe the guy you're fighting will just fall down, too. You ready?
You ready?
Stanley.
Wait. Hey, Stan. August 17th, mile 22 in theaters. Check it out.
They're up 8 with 6:11 to go in the third quarter. Team DRC has been quiet since the half. Only 1 bucket.
Dominic Jones is going to make a play right now. There's no doubt about it. He's going to try to attack, get downhill, make a play. And Ram Nation take care of the basketball so it's taking them out of transition.
Dominic Jones with 12 points in the first half. And we're going to hold. We were talking earlier about Eric Maynard and his opportunity here this weekend with Ram Nation. Here's Jen.
Tom, Eric is such a consummate teammate that, get this, back when he was playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, he became very close with Kevin Durant. President Barack Obama invited KD to the White House to play some hoops with him, and KD decided to bring along Eric because he is such a fabulous teammate. I got to talk to Eric about that experience a little bit pregame, and he said, you know, it's going to be one of the highlights of his life forever to get to meet Obama and to get to play basketball with him. It really left an impression on him, and what a great friendship between him and KD that KD would facilitate that for him. It says a lot about him.
I'm curious whose team he was on, because if Maynard was on the president's team, I guarantee he didn't shoot that day either.
They mixed it up. They didn't have it KD and Maynard against President Obama and his staff. They mixed up the guys here and there to keep it competitive and fun.
I can tell you the president had Durant on his team.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I mean, if the president's drafting, I would think, you know what? I think the guy Durant, he can make some buckets.
Hey, Eric McCollum, brother of C.J. McCollum, plays in the next game. Have you seen what's going on with C.J. McCollum?
That's the craziest thing in the world.
What is C.J. McCollum doing?
He's podcasting. That's what he's doing. We got a technical, by the way, on Farr, so that's his second foul. Go ahead.
No, I mean, okay, he's podcasting, but when the guy's on your podcast or on your radio show, that's when you say he's soft. You don't do it when the guy turns his back.
I got a question. Why does anyone talk about anyone else? I mean, like, if you're an NBA player and you're making $50 million, right? Everyone does what's in their best interest. So, like,
including the teams.
Yeah, including the teams. So, like, Toronto did what they thought was in their best interest. Kevin Durant did what he thought was in it. Who cares? It's monopoly money anyway.
I'm with you.
I've never passed go. Here's Dominic Jones.
I'm with you on that. I read that and I thought, well, okay. And then I realized, wait, Kevin Durant was just on the guy's podcast and he didn't say anything to him during that time? We got a lot of keyboard warriors out here.
I got a question for you. That was at least one full segment on the radio show.
Will be tomorrow. I wasn't on today.
You're the day off. Travel day.
Travel day. Andrew Luck, Seth Greenberg, TBT.
13.
Call in at 317-239-1070.
Dominic Jones, the leading scorer. He's got 13. Roselle with the ball. And Marshall was fouled. Torlin Fitzpatrick, another USF product with his first.
Seth, I feel like this is a little dangerous here. I feel like the Rams are going basically wherever they want offensively, which means they're going to get any kind of shot they want. I feel if they get a little tighter defensively, this could get to double digits here fairly quick.
As long as the Rams don't turn it over, they're in good shape.
Man, looking for the lob. This Ram Nation team's looking good. They also look good with those throwback unis, right? The Puma unis kind of modeled after the original Dream Team. Did you guys notice that? Different color. Jones with a run out.
You just saw maybe why Eric Maynard doesn't shoot. It's great that we're taking the first-round pick and saying what an unselfish guy he is, but he just went Potsy Weber and shot it over the backboard.
Maybe the president, drafted him on his team because he knew he'd throw the ball.
He can't shoot.
This guy can shoot, though.
Yeah, he can.
And really nice job after giving up a bucket of running it right back at DRC and attacking. And Roselle just has a feel to score. Whether it's coming off the ball screen, whether it's attacking into the defense's body, he can score.
Danish League MVP in 2016.
I think that'd be a good place to play. What do you think?
Danish?
Yeah. Bulgaria?
And there's some Turkey. I've seen Midnight Express.
You just don't want to go to Turkey. Is not on the top of your list. It's the second time you've told me.
I'm sure it's awesome. Tel Aviv is a beautiful city. But, man. Pro.
Right there. 17 now for Dominic Jones, keeping Team DRC in this thing, down 4.
Telling you, pros are in traffic, take their time. See that shot fake twice? He showed the basketball while keeping his rear end up. Boop, boop.
One thing, Tom, you can learn if you're hanging out with anyone who played in Indiana, anyone who plays in Indiana, you're going to there's nothing better than a ball fake, and don't throw it to the baseline unless it's free shot.
Well, the other thing is good is after you dunk it, point to your teamate. That's kind of big,
too.
That's
a Carolina phony thing.
That's not an Indiana thing.
That phony lift your hand up and take yourself out. We played Carolina with Michael Jordan, and Knight told us, any of you guys asked to come out because you're too tired, you'll never play at Indiana again.
Did you ask? No. Did you ask Jordan to go out to change? Mike, can you raise your hand, please?
That all phony point at the guy thing.
Williams knocks the first out. Saturday on ABC, we'll have the 15th Verizon WNBA All-Star Game at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific from the Target Center in Minneapolis. You can always watch it streaming live on the ESPN app from anywhere. Did you guys slap the floor on defense?
No, I got a question. You did such a good job with that read. Dockett just pointed to you.
Thanks for the assist.
I would isolate Jones and put a shooter at the swing spot and on the other side because everyone's coming to get this dude.
Deontay Weber's got 3 fouls trying to stop him, and Dominic Jones now has 20. One possession game.
He went from 11 to 20 quick.
Seth, I swear he had 20 at half, and I looked and he only had 11. I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's got to keep driving it towards Warren because Warren's man stays home. Everybody else jumps Jones at the top of the key.
Marshall puts up an air ball.
Is in my imagination if I'm DRC on all those ball screens with Roselle, I'm staying with him and making those bigs make plays.
Absolutely. I'm making Marshall make a play.
Far,
this guy
all those guys.
Torlin Fitzpatrick picks up his 3rd. DRC with 28 points in the paint to the Rams 12. We've got a 1-possession game. 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter here in Atlanta.
I'm pointing at you, Tom. I'm pointing at you.
He just raised his hand. He wanted to come out.
DirecTV gives you more for your thing. If you've been waiting for a sign to quit cable, then here's some signs.
It came from the toaster.
Now you can quit cable.
Switch to DirecTV and now get a $100 reward card. More for your quitting cable thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
We just got married.
We're all under one roof now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many kids?
My 2, his 3.
Along with 2 dogs and Jake, our new parrot. That is quite the family.
Quite a lot of colleges to pay for, though.
A lot of colleges. Okay, you get any financial advice?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's the same plan they sold me before.
Well, your situation's totally changed now.
Right.
How about a plan that works for 5 kids, 2 dogs and Jake over here? That'd be great.
That would be great.
That okay with you, Jake?
Get a portfolio that works for you now and as your needs change from TD Ameritrade Investment Management.
Double bonus last 3 minutes. Get a piece of the paint. Get a piece of the paint. Hit him in the paint. Get him to score. 1 shot and done. 1 shot and done. Finish the quarter strong. Come on. Want to run right here. Want to run right here.
Justin Levine, the head coach for this Ram Nation squad. This is a 51-48 lead for the VCU squad, black and gold, known as Ram Nation Team DRC, backed by Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, NFL player. We got free throws coming with Brandon Brazell at the free throw line, Richmond native.
Not giving Mo Ellie Cox any love. I mean, he's a Ram Nation. He's a Ram Nation supporter and booster.
In the huddle, brought to you by Puma. Brazell knocks down the first.
How about points in the paint? DRC, 28 points in the paint. Why? Because Dominique Jones gets 2 feet in the paint basically anytime he wants it. I like the idea of Ram Nation trying to run a little bit more, trying to attack in the open floor. Their depth could wear out this DRC team.
I've got another why for you. DRC made their first 2 threes. They're 0 for 12 since. Chris Warren has been awfully quiet. Not on the floor right now. Here's downtown Kenny Brown. So who else can score for DRC?
Well, that is a great question because no one has proven. Downtown Kenny Brown can a little bit. Throw it up.
Maybe a trip to the free throw line will solve it. Jarvis Williams.
Zeke Marshall just feels like he can't get a call. He's in the middle of everything, doing a pretty good job sealing things off. Once Marshall comes over here,
get both hands up. Wall him up a little bit. Get both hands up, make him go over you. You hate that when a guy's 1 hand down and the ref goes, I got him on the hip.
Whoops.
Shot that one like me.
Whoopsie.
You know, we talked about Jordan. It's amazing we haven't gotten the picture of Dan Gordon Jordan. Isn't that automatically obligatory in any game you do?
Yes, as it should be.
I mentioned it, but we don't have the picture. Sorry.
You've got one.
Do you carry it in your wallet?
Of course I do. Kidding me? Wouldn't you?
You still have a wallet.
You're right. Little spread. Here's your ball screen. Maine are going to create.
Going under. You would go under every single time on him. And that's a good idea about rescreening it.
Gave it up to Williams, who led the nation in scoring twice while he was at VMI. Now Johnson. By the way, one of the reasons Jarvis Williams missed both of those free throws and didn't look natural at the other end, he was a football player at NC State. Great high school basketball player in Orlando. Clanton commits his third. And bonus shots coming now for Ram Nation, with Zeke Marshall going to the line out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, and then Akron. Majored in computer information systems at Akron, and he's been playing overseas for a long time. And one of the things he said he noticed is with all this downtime, he got a lot of time to educate himself overseas. Now a financial investor, everything from real estate to Bitcoin. What's he going to do with his share of the $2 million if they can win the whole thing?
Invest.
Tell you this.
Docket's got a lot of Bitcoin.
Tell you what, you do have downtime. Like, people think playing overseas is this glamorous lifestyle. You have more downtime than you've ever had in your life. Because it's not like college where you've got to go, hey, we got class, hey, the coach wants us here. No. You're a pro. Figure it out.
The other thing is it's not an easy transition because of language, because they're practicing twice a day. and the money's not what it used to be. So it is a hard transition.
That is when the money shows up. Theus drains a triple. He's got 6 now, his first triple.
Coach Theus.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Maynard took the ball to the right, kind of shrank the defense to his right, and went back the other way.
Darius Washington Jr. had it go off the bounds up in his hands. Ram Nation has opened up a 10-point lead. Justin Levine and the VCU products. Well, Pop's in the stands watching. That's Mr. Theus to you.
Twitter, invest in Twitter.